Why did he not do this? What's up with him? I just don't get it. These men, what? Men and women are different. Here are 5 things about men that women need to know. Welcome to the channel Love is Beautiful. If you haven't, click the subscribe button and more importantly, click the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we upload a new video each and every week. So go on, click that notification bell. Understanding men. This by no means applies to all men. This is quite general to give you an idea on where to start. Number 5. There are certain things that women may do or certain things that wives may say to their husbands which affect them so much. To understand why men react the way they do to some of your actions or to some comments that you give them, I'm going to explain a bit about men, then I'll give you examples of those comments you may give. Then you understand why they react the way they do, because you now understand the nature of men. Men are doers, protectors, and providers. Men take joy in the happiness of their loved ones that accrues as a result of them providing or protecting. That's the reason why it follows that they would move the world if their loved one, particularly the wife, believes in them, praises and shows appreciation of what they would do or what they do as husbands. Women that are on top of the situation in their homes are not women that dominate or rule over or stand their ground against their husbands. It's actually women that give men their place in families. Husbands do everything for such wives. Almost all they ask their husbands is done. For every wife that praises the man, appreciates the man for what he does for the family as far as providing, protecting, or any, he has won the heart of the man simply because it is in their very nature to provide, to protect. So whenever you tap into that which defines their being, you have won them over. Someone said, women need to be loved, men need admiration. If there is ever one of the advices to women that may save many marriages out there, is the advice that says, appreciate your man and let him know it. He may be promoted at work and receive honor from his co-workers. He may serve a village as a doctor and receive appreciation from the whole community. But there is one individual he wants to impress far more than his business associates, friends, or neighbors. That's his wife. Appreciate the role he is playing in the family. Appreciate his skills and talents. Appreciate the small things it takes time to do on weekends at home. Appreciate when he helps you with the dishes. Appreciate when he washes the car for you. Appreciate the effort he takes to buy you gifts. Just a note on this one. Men are different from women as far as the sentiments and all the emotion that they put on gifts and presents. Men, generally speaking, are not wired like that. So when we say appreciate the effort it takes to buy you the gifts, we really mean it. It's quite an effort. To men, some things don't make sense. To some men, roses are not important. They're just flowers, and there are flowers everywhere. There are flowers in the field. Hence, at times, the gift may not exactly be what you would expect, but appreciate the giver, not the gift. It may be oversized, it may not be the color. Appreciate the giver. And while on that, if there's nothing to appreciate or you have nothing to say, you'd rather not. Avoid flattered by all means. Never ever flatter That's a recipe for disaster. Let your appreciation be genuine. Let it be real. Don't flatter. Avoid that one by all means. So after watching this video, find a good time and take a pen and a paper and try to remember the good things that your husband has done for you. List them down one by one. It may take a day or 2 or 3. Whenever the thought comes, just list it down. You will be surprised at certain things that he did for you or for the family, but he really never got the appreciation that he deserves. You may be surprised to find that by focusing on the things that he has done for you, you would notice in a different way how much your husband loves you and how that will bring more happiness and joy in your relationship just by doing small basics like noting down all the things he has done for you and going on to appreciate. Now the opposite is very true. Anything that the wife does to belittle the man will result in challenges in the relationship. There are certain remarks or comments which at times women say innocently or thoughtlessly, yet are the source of the many sudden silence or alienation. Comments like, "You call that being a man? Why don't you grow up? Can't you show some leadership?" Such comments really cut at the core of manhood. One author tells a story of a woman who almost wrecked her husband's career by making fun of him. He started out as a salesman for a product that he liked and was very enthusiastic about. But when he came home at night, hungry for a little encouragement, she would greet him by saying, "Well, how is the boy genius tonight? Did you bring home any commissions or just a lecture or two from the sales manager? I suppose you know the house payment is due next week." She carried on like this for years, but despite her constant sneers, he forged ahead by sheer ability. Today, he is an executive vice president in a nationally known concern. His wife, he divorced her. He married another woman who gives him all the affectionate support his first wife denied him. The first wife can't understand why she lost her husband. All she tells her friends is that men are and he left her for a younger woman. What she fails to recognize is that every man longs for a relationship so private and intimate that he can let his guard down and release his pent-up feelings freely and safely. Number 4, most men have a built-in drive for position and status. Hence you find that most men work hard, such that a woman may feel like her husband prioritizes work over her, which is not the case. It's just a basic male need. Hear this out, ladies. A man can better feel his wife's needs and feel happier and more romantic when he thinks of himself as a success. It is a sad truth that when you don't support and cheer up your man, someone else, at times innocently, is doing so somewhere. At times innocently. Women may not understand the frustration in men to hear the secretary at work or the neighbor or the cousin sister or whoever giving him hope in his projects, seeing good reasoning in his decision to move to another city or to change career, cheering him in his prospects, or just merely showing appreciation of how hardworking he's doing for his family when his own wife does not. It is quite frustrating. Number 3, men are logically inclined. Their approach to most aspects of life is logical, not emotional. For example, say the mother falls sick at home, the wife's natural caring instinct goes like, let's live now and get to our mother. She wants to live now and be there for her there and there. But the man, not that he doesn't care, but that he logically approaches things, would think if we live now, we would need to come back again to get 1 or 2 or 3 things which the mother may need or which may be of help rather than just living. So women have this caring, compassion, kinda emotional nature, which is good. And men have this logical, efficient approach, which is also good. Hence, they come together to become one so as to complement each other. Understanding this will help women in so many ways. For example, because of their logic, when a point is said to men, they get it. Their brain cells are naturally annoyed by repetition of the same thing over and over again. Even when there is a challenge, men approaches challenges as challenges, in a way of finding solutions, not as something to complain about. Hence, when the wife rents out complaints after complaints about this and that, it drives them crazy. Number 2, one doctor and marriage counselor quoted by Sister Pelt said, "Being nice to come home to is the finest thing a woman can do. When a man comes home from work, he needs a safe haven to rest, to rejuvenate, to refresh. To be welcomed back by complaints, problems, and nagging just by the door is not what he looks forward to. That can be done later at a husband and wife appropriate time. There are times when things are not moving as planned, pressures at work, failures of project, etc., where naturally men would want to share with his wife these challenges. There is nothing wrong with supplying him with your solutions. But there are times when all he needs is a listening, understanding, empathetic ear. Moral support, warmth, and tenderness from the wife would act as a launching pad for the man that goes out to achieve. If this is not present at home, usually men would prefer to go to the bar, to friends, or any other place that you are thinking about right now. To share with friends or any way is not judged, put down, or given solutions in a way that says you are failing to think. Number 1, understanding a man's love. A man's love is not as emotional in demonstration as a woman is, yet it is very real, just often more practical and less romantic. Usually men demonstrate their love in calm and rational lines. It may not be remembering anniversaries for him, it may not be about chocolates or red roses, it may not be about planning romantic nights out, etc. When he goes an extra mile so that the wife and kids don't have to. When he fixes the home for the safety of the family, when he endures difficult routines so as to get boarding money for the child, when he wakes up early to go to work for his family, all those are many expressions of love, because the basic reason for his persevering is the love for his family. Outwardly, men may appear masculine and rough. Tenderness, caring, and love is in abundance on the inside. There is no limit to the love a woman can receive from her man when she learns to open the door of his heart. Those are the 5 things we looked at today. Make sure that you subscribe and meet you in the very next video.